I'm sure I'm sure that most of you already have heard of the Supreme Court uh, deliberating over overturning the law Roe v Wade, which entitles women to rights over their own bodies as it relates to abortion, giving the government limited interference and or rights to choose or change their rights. I think you got what I'm saying. In other words, little government intervention as it relates to you, the woman, being able to have an abortion. Now, I've weighed in on this subject before, more than once, and I'm going to weigh in on it again. First of all, I'm going to ask you, and you think about this. What do you think about a woman having the right to abort her child, her unborn child? There are two sides of the spectrum. We know that. There's pro-life, which I am, and then there are those who feel like it's my body. Women, you can't tell me what to do with my body. So let me ask you this question. Is having an abortion killing a child or taking another human being's life? Answer, yes. That's all it is. It's a murder. Now, there's really no gray area. It's just simply this. There are situations where women may have been raped, still carrying a child of the rapist. And there's cases where women could have a medical issue where bringing the baby to term or attempting to could be dangerous to the mom, the child, or both. Those are two things to take into consideration. But as far as the medical issue, I can possibly see an abortion taking place. But as far as the rape situation, I believe that that's still a life. The mother should carry the child to term and then adopt the child out so that the child still lives because it's a human being. I know there are some women who say, what about the emotional trauma that I have to deal with carrying this child? Well, if you keep the child or abort the child, does that relieve you of any trauma from the rape? No. You're still traumatized whether you carry the child to term or you abort the child. The trauma psychologically, emotionally is still there. So why don't you just save the life of the child and become a little bit more mature of an adult and say, this is indeed a life and I'm going to preserve this life and give it to a family that will raise the child healthy or as healthy as possible. That is what I believe. That's not my opinion. I still say you should not murder. Now let me say this also. I'm going to add this to what I said. I hear women all up in arms talking about it's their bodies. But let's understand, comprehend this too. Ladies, I'm not beating up on you. I'm going to say this. Why doesn't the father have anything to say about you having an abortion? Didn't he give it to you? I'm not talking about the rape situation. I'm talking about under ordinary circumstances, consensual sex, and you become pregnant. Doesn't the man have something to say? Doesn't he have a say-so about whether or not his unborn child that's about to be born come into existence? Why is it just your decision? I mean, it's the court's decision, if you will, to put him on child support, or you put him on child support. He has to be forced to do that. He has some say in that in terms of what comes out of his pocket to support this child, an unaborted child that is. So why doesn't he have any say so about the child that you're carrying? It does not make any sense at all. It takes two to tango. It was mutual sex, right? Now you carry the baby and all of a sudden you make the decision about the life and not the man who impregnated you. That doesn't sound fair, doesn't sound ethical at all. The man should have a say-so. And on that same note, the man should not vie against living or being pro-life either. It's still a human being. It's still a child. Now, if someone walked up on a playground, on the street, in a theater, in a grocery store, and killed a child that's walking in the store with their parent, wouldn't that be murder? Why is it not the same if a woman is carrying a child and she decides to abort the child just for convenience sake? Don't have enough money. I wasn't planning on it. This is too soon. I'm not ready. Under that circumstance, why is that okay? Think about this. So I'm pro-life again, so that you know, I'm not beating up on anybody again. I'm just saying, do the right thing. It's that simple. So do you agree with the Roe v Wade deliberation, and do you believe that Roe v Wade should stay in place or should it be overturned? Let us know what your viewpoint is on this particular subject. You already know what mine is. This is Brother Teacher. I will await your answer and response. So long.